they're like that tree 3 down. It's like that dark green, the third one. That's how big it is now. It's just really taken off, and it's this huge, nice looking tree. We didn't plant it. It was there.
Mom and Dad gave us a tree right here for Jack. Then we reserved it when we moved. But when we moved, we moved there for a time. So we had to go to an apartment. So we can't come until next year. And we closed in like July. So fall of next year, we came to the tree state and took our tree. They were really living there for a year. I saw Justin Fleming.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. For the safety of our younger riders, we do ask the adults to place themselves on the outside of the road. If this is not practical, please make sure that they're held or easily within your reach. Everyone else, please remain in your seat at all times, arms, legs, head inside the railroad car, and please do not eat, drink, or smoke on board the train. If you have a cover cup, bottled water, that is just fine. And we're going to say goodbye to Lee and Pat and Hans. Thank you so much. We hope you've enjoyed the start of your holiday weekend, and we thank you for joining us today. Okay, Emma's here also. Thank you so much for being here. Now you'll see the lights here on the right-hand side, and it's called the wigwag. Whenever you see the train coming in or out of the station, please do not cross the track until it goes silent. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. Now, the first district we have here is the Model T district. The small white farmhouses where Henry Ford was born on July 30th, 1863. Henry Ford was born here. This home was originally about 2.5 miles east of here. If you have the wristband on, you can go on to the omnibus or carriages out there today. Across the street from Henry Ford's birthplace is Bagley Avenue. Bagley Avenue has the remake of the quadricycle. The original is in the museum. 125 years ago, Claire and Henry, before his 33rd birthday, took a ride down the streets of Detroit in his quadricycle. Stop by Ford Motor Company, talk to our presenters over there. Head on down Main Street, you'll see Orville River White Cycle Shop in their home from Dayton, Ohio. Take a ride on the Herschel School in 1913 Carousel. To the left, you'll see the frozen yogurt stand. If you have never had one here, I recommend it very highly. And don't let the lines fool you, it moves very quickly. Our Edison at Work district. This is the world-famous laboratory of Thomas Alva Edison. Mr. Edison patented 1,093 patents in his lifetime. His favorite invention was the phonograph. Sarah Jordan Boarding House was actually one of 3 homes that were lit with the incandescent light bulb for the very first time, the Gold House. It is the only one that has survived time. Next door to that is the original Fort Myers Florida Laboratory. We're now coming into porches and parlors. You'll see our Ackley Covered Bridge, 1832, on the Wheelie Creek in southwestern Pennsylvania. The White House behind it is the Edison Homestead, grandparents' home of Mr. Edison, from Ontario, Canada. Look across to your right, over the fence line, you'll see Ford Motor Company's Blue Oval. That is the test track for the Ford cars. It also was an airport back in the 1920s featuring Henry Ford's tri-motor airplanes. Then you're going to see a lineup of F-150s. Now you say, why would they be parking them over there? Anybody heard about the chip shortage? There it is. Yep. Till we get chips, and they're not Lay's. They got to be put in there so they can be sold. Hi guys. Top of the hill, Cotswold Cottage, Gloucester, England, 1600s. And we're going to say hi to Ken as we come in. Behind him is the Susquehanna Plantation 700-acre tobacco farm in the Tidewaters of Maryland. If you're here to finish watching up the game I think is still going, up the hill, down the other side. Please stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Once we fully stop, you'll be exiting on your left side only. Please wave wait for the engineer's whistle. When that whistle blows, then you may exit on the left. Our next stop will take us back to Smith Creek Railroad Junction. Give us just a moment, wait for the whistle.
That's it, right?
All right, it is now safe to exit on the left. And again, for those of you just joining us, thank you for joining us today. For the safety of our younger riders, we do ask the adults to place themselves on the outside of the row. If this is not practical, please make sure that they're held or at least within your reach. So we'll say goodbye to Ken as we leave. Please sit down as we leave. Please, everyone else, please remain in your seat, arms, legs, head inside the railway car, and please do not eat, drink, or smoke on board the train. We thank you. Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it. Small Red Building is the Plimpton House, oldest American building, 1600 Massachusetts. Ferris Windmill, oldest windmill existing in the United States, built in the 1600s. Cape Cod, Massachusetts, used for grinding corn. Now the Daggett Farm is a pre-revolutionary farm, 1754, Andover, Connecticut. Looks like they're out in the garden area, but most of the time you see are cooking over an open hearth fire, spinning on the spinning wheel, making the wool into thread. Let's give a wave as we go by. And you'll see our paddock area here for our horses. We have Percherons and Morgan horses back here. Now we have token turkeys out there. See if anybody can find the turkeys as we go by in the pen with the horses. And we are behind the Torchlight locomotive built back in 1873. Turkeys are back there by the barn. This is the oldest continuous running steam locomotive in the United States today on a regular basis. It was used in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It was used for hauling copper on the Calumet and Hecular line. We are using coal, which will heat the water. The water now becomes steam and pushed through the steam tubes under pressure. We do also do blowdowns during the day, which gets rid of any minerals collecting on the inside of the boiler. They'll blow it out the bottom left-hand side to get rid of the impurities. And then every 30 days, we take a commission and take it out of commission and do a complete boiler wash. Give it a good scrubbing down so the scaling doesn't increase. Legs and head on the inside of the cars, please. Thank you. This wooded area here on the right is part of the Oxbow Island area, leading back the Bruce River back into the natural state. So if you look behind all the greenery here, you'll be able to see the waterway. The water got so deeply on the bay with all the wind that it actually came up to the railroad tracks. We are coming up to Walnut Grove. And our Lottie Dots, which is our home team, the red and white team, are playing Canton Cornhuskers. They are out here, shuckers, excuse me, corn shuckers. And they are here from Canton, Michigan, playing ball. We have everybody bring out their blankets, their chairs, come out and watch old-fashioned 1860 rules of baseball. Now they're going to stop and they're going to tip their hats if they're still playing out here. Looks like they might just have finished up. I think they did. They have finished up the game. The last time I heard, yep, it looks like they're done. Shaking hands down there. I think the corn shuckers have won, by what I heard, because they were winning by a lot. That's what I heard. But you know what? We're going to let them know we were here. I'm going to count to 3 and everybody holler real loud. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. You can get louder than that. Oh, my goodness. Good game, guys. Thanks for coming today. Wow. And we had a great crowd out here. Dodsworth Sacred Band is up there playing. They'll play every single weekend right here at Greenfield Village as long as the weather permits. First pitch is on 1:30. They will start with a parade from the town hall at 1 o'clock. Come on down here. First pitch is at 1:30. We will play through the summer with the World Tournament of Baseball, which will be in August. And then they'll continue to play just for fun after that. But if you've never seen them play ball, they don't have baseball mitts because they weren't even invented yet, 1860. This is our Henry Ford Academy, Charter Public High School, 9th through 12th grade. 9th grade is held in the museum, 10th, 11th, and 12th at this part of the campus. But you must live in Wayne County, provide your own transportation, and put your name into a lottery list in order to go to school here. The Furman cars we're passing up are actually parts of the senior classroom, so quite unique for these students. And to the right again, you'll see the waterway down there. That water was all the way up to these tracks here, so that's how waterlogged we were. Now we're going to see railroad tracks coming up on the right-hand side. That is our Norfolk and Southern Railway, runs back and forth. From Pontiac, north of Detroit, all the way to Chicago, you would see our Amtrak going by here also. Now let's listen to the North American signal for Here Comes the Train. Some of you might have already heard my trivia, but for those of you who did not, today is July, right? What's the number of the month? 7. What's the date, everybody? 7-3. 7 times 3, 21. July 3rd, 21. Nestled up in the woods, Martha Mary Chapel, named after Henry Ford's mother and mother-in-law, non-denominational. We hadn't had any weddings here since 2019. And we had one a couple weeks ago. And by the way, you did notice the turtle I saw. We have quite a few snappers. We also have one that's the size of a garbage can lid. We call him Godzilla. Somebody thought they had seen him recently, and no, that was not him. That was probably his little sibling or something, but that was not, not him. He's a biggie. Taste of History is still open if you'd like something to eat or drink. It's only open for drinks and snacks right now, open till 5. Eagle Tavern is now closed for the evening, but it was a stagecoach stop back in the early 1830s in Clinton, Michigan. We're in the process of our last 2 nights of our summer celebration here with the Salute Strolling with our Detroit Symphony Orchestra and many other venues that are going on. Quite unique. And fireworks will follow this evening. Now we're coming up to our Smith Creek Station, 2 blocks over Model T's. You can stop over and talk to our presenters over there. Take a ride on the Herschel Spillman Carousel. Still have time for that frozen custard. You're in the railroad junction, and next door to that is Liberty Craft Works. Please remain in your seat until we come to a full stop. Right now we're going to say hi to Ginger and Mike. Conductor Christine is going to take over the train because this is her train. I'm just borrowing it. So she's taking it back over. So she'll continue the rest of the way for the rest of the evening. Please remain in your seat until we come to a full stop. Once we fully stop, the engineer will give us that whistle. That whistle will signify it will be safe for you to exit on your left. Wait for that sound. All right, it is now safe to exit on the left. Turn back.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Greenfield Village Railroad. For the safety of our younger riders, we ask that the adults with them place themselves on the outside of the rope. If it's not practical, please make sure that they are held or easily within your reach. Also, we ask that you do not stand up and move around at all while the train is in motion, keeping your head, hands, and feet inside the cars at all times. Eating and drinking is not permitted, but water from an enclosed water bottle is just fine. We're heading over to the Firestone Station, which also is the entrance to the Greenfield Village. So enjoy the rest of your ride. Thank you. We're going to wave goodbye to Mary Ann, our conductor that took over for me for a couple rounds, and Ginger and Mike, our station masters, who helped you come on board safely.
It's like a soap opera.
We are in Railroad Junction right now, and over to the left is the Smiths Creek train station that was built in 1858 from Smiths Creek, Michigan. Henry Ford had this particular station here because of the young Thomas Edison connection. Thomas Edison, as a youth, would travel down to the Detroit Library from Smiths Creek and learn more about what he was studying. Here we have the Detroit, Toledo, Milwaukee Roundhouse. It was built in the year 2000. It's made to look like one from Marshall, Michigan, and it was built in 1884. Roundhouses like this began to disappear with the advent of the diesel-electric locomotive. Locomotives that were steam needed a place to go on a regular basis. We have one here because we have 3 steam locomotives, and we have a highly experienced crew that takes care of each one of them. This is the only one left functioning in the Midwest. There are less than 10 throughout the country that are functioning. Liberty Craftworks is our next district, and here you can see glass blowing, pottery making, weaving, and a tin shop. Down the street is the Davidson Gerson Gallery of Glass, where you can see glass pieces from the 1700s to modern day. We have 3 historic mills here: the grist mill, the carding mill, and the sawmill. The sawmill off to your left was built in 1855, and Henry Ford had it brought here because he used it when he was building the Henry Ford Museum in the Greenfield Village. Those farm tools that you see off to the side are not just for display. They are actually used on the working farm in just the farm up ahead. We have it staged for life in 1885. Our staff are dressed like from that time period. All the tools that they use inside the house and in the barn and in the field are all from that time period. That is the Harvey Firestone farmhouse, moved here from Ohio. He's the one who supplied Henry Ford with tires for the Model T cars. Over to the left you see the golden wheat, the winter wheat. It's ready to be harvested. Then we are coming into the Firestone station. Please remain seated. The engineer will set a brake and give us the sound of a single whistle, letting us know that it is safe to come off the train. This is also the entrance to the Greenfield Village. Should you be getting off here and heading home, I wish you safe travels. And if you're looking for the gift shop, just outside is the Greenfield Village store. We'll say hello to Hans and Pat, our station masters, as we come into the station.
I can never remember what that show is about.
I know, I did that all the time.
Gracie,
Wait for the whistle.
Ken knows how to say.
Now it's safe to come off the train. Do look around and